I told you guys and promised you guys that I was going to give away something right out of the gate. One thing I want to tell you guys right now, while John's getting all of his stuff ready and talking about or showing you guys the F9 cookbook, tonight I'm just going to give one, not the book, but I'm going to give a online, in other words, app. John's got his double speaker on.
Turned it off.
Okay, good, John. I'm going to give you guys a cookbook, but it's going to be an app cookbook. So you're not getting a hard cookbook. We will give one of these away in about 3.5 weeks. John and I right now are going to be on this show doing this every Wednesday night, and we're going to be doing the garage cleaning thing. Hang on, I got to close that, John. I pulled up the YouTube to make sure we were on YouTube. We're also being broadcast on YouTube, guys. We're on Periscope, and we're on Facebook Live. We'll be on all three of those from now on. But enough said here, guys. I want to draw one guy for the cookbook if you guys don't want the cookbook. But before I do that, I want to tell you what I got. Next week, we're going to draw a remote. A remote right when the show comes on. This bowl will be full of the names, and we're going to draw a remote. The following week after that, we're going to be drawing some hose reels. Not just one hose reel, but a set of hose reels valued at like $700 or $800, okay? And, guys, anybody can win those in the Continental United States, the hose reels. The remote, I would have to say the Continental United States, unless you want to pay the shipping. If you want to pay the shipping and you want to enter the contest and you're from out of the country, you have to pay the shipping if you win the prize. I know that from that. No one wants to pay that because sometimes that's more than the hose reels or the thing's worth. John, are you ready, man, for this? F9
go ahead.
Cookbook. Boom. Joey Diaz.
For the app.
Joey Diaz is the winner, guys. He is the winner right there. Joey Diaz wins the cookbook. He actually wins the app of the cookbook. And remember, starting the show every week, we're going to give something away. Next week, it's going to be a remote. The following week, it's going to be 2 hose reels. The week after that, we're going to give an actual cookbook away along with something else. What's going on tonight, John?
Not much. We're getting into the groove. We've been very busy over here. We got done with the garage just the other day. I put some videos up in the group. We've been cranking. It's unbelievable that. Listen, I have hats. I still have to send out from a podcast me and Ron did about 2 months ago. I have their names. They're all going to go out. Things that we've been very busy. We've been blessed. I mean, considering what's going on with the COVID and everything else. We're doing very well, and I am so looking forward to Phoenix.
We're gonna have a blast.
Oh yeah. Phoenix. In case you guys don't know, the best weather in the country, in the United States of America, is in Phoenix at that time of year. It is it's in November and December. The best. You can look it up. They rain maybe 2 days, 1 day a month. I already put it out in one of my posts that in November the average temperature is 75 degrees. Ron knows this; he lives there, and 51 at night, and there's no humidity, and you can't. And it might rain 1 day and clear skies. So I am so looking forward to Phoenix. And let me just tell you guys in my class, Ron, if you ever seen the movie Jaws. In the movie Jaws, when they see the size of the shark, they're like, we need a bigger boat. My class is filling up for the garage class, and I'm going to have to contact probably Craig Harrison soon because I'm going to need a bigger class. We're filling it up, Ron.
This is crazy. John, Leilani does the registrations, and she just sent me a message, was it yesterday or the day before? There's already over 75 people registered. Nobody realizes, I've been doing this. This is 2 months out from an event. Most of these guys only will get registered up. They'll wait till the last 10 days. 80% of the crowd comes in the last 10 days. That means that if we projected the things off the normal registration, this event might have 200 or 300, 400 people coming to which it can't. Because I think Craig right now has the event set for like 100 people, and we're like 25 people away from filling the thing up. Your garage thing's exploded. It doesn't have as big of a room, but I mean, the bottom line is, it's probably going to need a bigger room as well. That's why these folks got to get signed up. Hey guys, do me a favor. I'll go ahead and throw the free link for Craig's event on the 13th and 14th. I'm going to run down the agenda after John tells you when the garage cleaning event is. And I already put the link in for yours, John.
Yeah, my class is going to be on November 14th. It's going to start at 1 o'clock. That's when the F9 restoration event ends. And listen, Craig Harrison is. I put this on the internet, Ron, that we're like a match made in heaven because my guys, my crew is well trained. That they can clean garages. I can bang them out with their eyes closed. So we're very good at cleaning in garages and a lot of other things. And Craig Harrison is an expert on concrete restoration when it comes to cleaning and restoring it. So it's a match made in heaven. So Craig Harrison's event starts on November 13th. He's got the whole day there. Then he's got the morning of the 14th. And then I'm coming in the 14th. And I want you guys to know I have the king of all commercial sales in the industry is Ron Musgraves. There's not a question on that. That's not in doubt. And we're also at the Hilton Hotel. Now, we're not at some kind of crazy ace, whatever. We're at the Hilton Hotel. Go with Craig Harris's link, the room block. I think it's like 90-something bucks a night. That's a beautiful hotel, Ron.
It is. Nice hotel. Nice hotel, man. I mean,
yeah.
one of the nicest in that area there. Everybody's going to have a blast. I'll tell you what. My other half always is telling me, she keeps telling me, she's watched me do these events now for years. And she's always like, you never post any pictures of the socials. And we kind of had this standing thing where, hey, no photos in the lounge, right? Because boys are usually drinking, doing whatever they got to do. And she's telling me, you know what, we need to start posting some of the fun. I mean, we've done things at these events where we've chartered boats and gone out on.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Trips. We've gone out on steamboats to have a party and have dinner. That was the social. We didn't take pictures of that stuff. I mean, up and down whatever river we were on. I can't even remember. We've done alligator hunting in Myrtle Beach. I mean, wow. I know you. I remember you remember that stuff.
No, of course.
They're hunting gators in the middle of the night from the boathouse, And she's like, we should be posting some of these photos because, guys get together too and they golf. We've done events at Top Golf where we're hitting balls and stuff. I guess my attitude has always been, when the boys are having fun and they're out there, having a beer or two, I've kind of always just said shy away from the photos, shy away from that type of stuff because, I guess I always thought it just set the wrong image. She's telling me no. She's telling me that most of these guys want to come to these events to do the networking and have the fun. And I think she's probably right.
You know what, Ron? She's definitely right. She's definitely right. Because, and you know this too, it's really, I'm not a fan of digital conventions. I'm not a fan of anything. I'm not even a fan of Zoom. My kids are doing that for the college because of COVID. But it's really in person when you're standing next to somebody like a Patrick Clark, for example, people along those lines. And I've stood next to people that are so successful. There's an energy there. So when we go to the bar and network, there is an energy there. In my class, you guys are all going to feel the energy because I this is where I pass out to you guys. Me and Ron, I've been in this industry, oh my God, over 60 years combined. So there's an energy. There's an actual, you can actually be up to the person, and that's critical in learning because I always say this, Ron. I've seen Billy Joel multiple times, Elton John and whatnot, that when you're there, you can watch that probably on a closed circuit TV or Mike Tyson fight, which I've never been to one of those. But you can pay $39.99. And some of the digital stuff going on in our industry, you can pay $200, whatever. But there's something about being there. Your wife is right. It's there. And the networking is critical at these things. I'm going to teach in my class how we do our garage cleaning. and how we are very efficient at it, and how we do well with this stuff. And but you're gonna feel the energy, and you're gonna probably hook up with me at the bar afterwards. I'll go there for a couple cocktails. I love speaking to contractors because when I used to do years ago, and I've been to over 50 events in the industry. Ron's probably done over 500 events. He was doing like 20, 30 a year. But when I'm at these things, I was a sponge. I tell people, be a sponge. Work your way up, move over and listen. And,
Hey, Jack, can you see that question?
No. Will the garage cleaning after or during? The class? The class is after. So you get all your F9 training in there. You want to go to Craig Harrison's event first. And that's all free. But Craig Harrison has got these F9 front 9 chemicals he created himself. He almost got killed dealing with hydrofluoric acid. He created these chemicals himself with a chemist, but this is his ideas. So mine's going to be after all the training you get from Craig. That's all free. The reason why mine has a cost is Ron's worried I'm going to spit on him. The reason why, yeah, oh yeah, yep, Christy White and Darren White. The reason why my class is a cost because I'm going to pass on knowledge to you guys that I've learned for going to all these conventions, spending all this money, and we became efficient at yeah. You know what? I wish I had my shirt you gave me. We'll do it next week, Ron.
We're going to wear those next week. Darren and Christy, they gave us some shirts. Don't tell anybody what they are.
No, we'll do it next week.
We're going to wear them next week. Both you and I will be in them. They're almost like Clean County colors, so that's great. I want to say something to Jack really quick. Hey, Jack, I'm really glad that your unit survived out there. And, man, I want to give a shout-out to the guys down there in Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, and even Georgia and Florida. Man, we know that Trudy out there, man.
Oh, yeah.
You guys got flooded out, and, hopefully everybody's safe. That's the main thing. And, Jack, we're glad that your rig, your main thing is you're safe, but your rig made it.
Buddy. Yep. I wanted to tell Ron, though, tonight because, me and Ron are very, we're very well known on the internet, and people got no idea how far we're reaching. I mean, I'm reaching into Japan already, and Ron's reaching around the world. But, Ron, I wanted to show you, this is one of my company hats. It's it's polyester. It's very, very light. But what Ron doesn't know here, I didn't even tell him. Ron, you see my logo? Can you see that?
I see it.
Yeah. This logo was designed in 2002. Now, you guys all can do high-end stuff. But this logo right here, I'm trying to turn this towards the camera. There it is. Now, this is the wand, the gun, the wand, and the water shoots around. And I think Ron thinks he's going to get sick from me. But
you know what I think? It's funny, John. I don't mean to interrupt you, but John Sacco said, "What are you guys going to do about COVID?" I think that all ugly people at the show should wear a mask. It should be mandatory.
I got a whole thing.
It should be a whole bunch of masks. It should be mandatory. If you're ugly, you got to wear a mask. No, I want to answer that question seriously, guys.
Let me go back to this
one
real fast.
I want to answer that seriously. We're going to take all the appropriate precautions. We're 2 months away.
Yep.
I'm positive that Craig's making every effort that he can. I believe that the hotel, and this is the reason, John, I think you can get a bigger room, but I think that they've got a room designed to hold way more people than we're allowed to have. But we would have to get a bigger room in order to facilitate that. I think that they're trying to, like, a room that fits 100. They're giving it to you and only wanting you to put 50 in it. A room that fits 200, only put 100 in it. So the hotel's made some of those special arrangements. I know that from talking to Craig, but he's really the guy to answer it because he's the guy running the event. But I'm positive that Craig's done his due diligence as well as the hotel.
You know what? Because Ron showed that face mask. I know Darren White's on here. I want Christy, if she's on here. I want to order 50 of those masks for everybody in my class. Send me the bill. Bring it. I know Christy's going to be in Phoenix. Bring me 50 of those masks into Phoenix. I have a whole bunch in there that was ordered for Jersey, but I want to get something from Christy and Darren. Give me an order for 50 of those masks right now. Send me the link because I want you guys to be safe. I want you to be safe. And that's the most important thing. We can make all the money in the world, but listen, your wealth, Ron, as you know, is in your health. But I want to go back to my hat real fast. This logo here was designed in 2002. And Ron, you know who designed this logo? You know who designed it?
One of my assistants.
Yeah. In 2002,
I forgot Amanda designed that for you.
Yeah, Amanda did it. I went on there. Nobody was doing this stuff back then. And people were like, John, you were around Fight Like Cats and Dogs on the internet. You don't really know him. Yeah? Yeah. Ron's brother's been in my house, and Amanda, I wanted a logo, and I have it to this day. There's the wand, there's the water. Now, this is not where you guys are now, but that's my marketing. So I wanted to bring it up. Darren and Christy, send me a link. Charge me for 50 masks. I may go up to 100, 150 because this class is filling up fast. Ron knows it's filling up fast. The room we have now is not going to be able to support where we're at now. So send me the link. I want to get everybody masked for that because I'm a big guy with safety. Because listen, your wealth is in your health. It's not about the bank account. If you're going to drop dead, what's the point? So I want that to be clear here.
That what you're saying is if you're at a health risk, this is probably something you shouldn't come to.
Well, you know what? I want to give them out anyway. I'll give them out in the class. If I have to bring sanitizers there, I have 200 ordered from Jersey, which me and Ron, we're going to do another show. We're going to do shows every Wednesday, right, Ron? Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday until this event goes off, and then we'll see what happens after that. You got a question from David Dennison. He says, garage cleaning. What in the hell is this all about? What's the garage cleaning class about? Keep it simple there, John.
I'll keep it very simple.
30 years of experience?
No, well, I got 25 years in the industry, and the garage we're probably doing about 15, 16 years now. To make it simple, the biggest companies in the power washing industry clean garages. One of my biggest competitors has over 26,000 employees. Who do you know in the industry, Ron? Anybody got 26,000 employees? No. So I compete against them, and I win. I lose a lot too. But I'm going to teach you my class and make this very simple. And Ron, this is why I want to Ron. Listen, I'm going to learn from Ron. I always brought in Stephanie White last year. She does 1,200 garages a year. Got a what is it? 10-digit, whatever the hell it is, company. She taught my garage class, so I learned from her. Ron's coming to my garage class because he's the king of sales. Ron is the best at commercial sales in our industry. He can sell you anything. But in my end, what I'm going to teach everybody here is I'm going to teach you what we do to get these garages, what we do to be very efficient. That's very important. You got to be efficient. You got to be able to bang, bang, bang because you're under time constraints. Because garages are cash cows for the owners, and how to make great money in this. You're going to learn how to get them. You're going to learn how we get them. You're going to learn how to be efficient, and you're going to learn how to you're going to make great money in this thing, and how you can lock them down. But now, what Ron's going to teach the sales part of this thing, because Ron's done garages and his company's done garages, for years. But Ron's a sales guy. He's going to teach you how to go after these things because you want to get these garages. And if you like flat work like I do, like the biggest garage we clean is 2 million square feet. Could you imagine you go to a homeowner's house and they're like, I want you to clean my patio. Okay, how big is it? 2 million square feet, concrete. That's where the money is. And then they say, you know what? We charge $50 a day for everybody to park on my patio. These garages are cash cows. So that's what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you how to get them, what we do, how to be number one in Google, what we do. I'll show you guys how we do that, how to be efficient on cleaning these things, and how to make great money at them. And the kicker here is I'm going to start the class, and Ron's going to close it because Ron is a natural-born salesperson. He understands how to sell. Well, Ron, you know this. Ron can tell you how to do storefronts. Ron can tell you how to do walkways. Ron can tell you how to do nationwide accounts. Ron's going to tell you how to land more work than you can handle. If you want to scale up, that's where Ron comes in. So Ron, I'm looking forward to my own class.
I'm glad. That's always a good thing, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Hey, Craig, I just wanted to give a shout out to him. He said that they didn't get any rain or anything. A little bit of rain, that was it. Good thing. So those guys in Tampa didn't get hit very bad, but no, that Panhandle got hit. They got hit up there bad.
Trudy's company's in the Panhandle. So, you know what? We're all one big family. It really comes down to that. I reach out in the United Kingdom. I'm all over Ireland. I'm all over in those areas. You guys have no idea. You have no idea. But, we're all one big family in the cleaning world. We really are. And,
I'm gonna give a little shout out to these guys, Dave. I want to say all these guys are on here. Jack, Swan, Pressure Washing, David, Jamel,
yep.
David again, David Allen, Craig Townsend. He cranked it on my keto thing. John Sanko's here. We got Darren White actually is here. He said, hey, back at you, Darren. Right. Vincent Sturl, Craig, obviously from Tampa. Jack Garrett, obviously, we answered one of his questions. Dave Flipping. What's Dave at? Is he up in Ohio, or where's Dave Flipping? Where's he at?
Flip, I think, is over by Delaware. What a great guy he is. I love Flip. I spoke to him maybe once, twice on the phone. And I relate to guys like Flip because, he wants to do the right thing, but he's so passionate. Let me just tell you where I'm at. I'm 59 years old. I'm not leaving this industry until I'm probably 85 years old. I love this industry. I'm very passionate with this industry. I mean, I showed Ron earlier. Babe Ruth's family gave me a freaking bat because of the industry. My wife, it's made after my wife and I. I'm very passionate. I love what I do. And I think Flip and his wife.
Craig Harrison gave me a signed copy of the F9 cookbook.
Who did? Craig?
Craig.
Hey, Craig, you didn't sign my cookbook.
He signed my cookbook. I got a signed copy.
Son of a gun. I didn't get that sign. But guys like Flip, and I see Jose Aguilar here is 5 minutes from Trudy.
Yeah.
I have a house. I know the Panhandle is like towards Alabama, I think. I have a house down in Estero, Florida. Ron's going to come out and visit. It's south. I like the warm weather, so it's South Florida. And the hurricane didn't go by my house, but I know it went up by the Panhandle. And Jose, I hope God bless you, man. We'll pray for you guys to get through that. My house is on stilts. All the neighbors are flooded. See, Jose's already saying his neighbor's houses are flooded.
You want to take that question?
How can you help me feel comfortable to watch aluminum starting? Hey, you know what? Want me to take it? Listen, don't be comfortable. Aluminum starting, and we screwed up some houses too. That we don't do them anymore because that's pre-vinyl. And now what happens here is, even though you take your finger, you rub it across on the lower parts, nothing comes off in your finger, it's not oxidized. What happened to us quite a few times when the guys spray up and the eaves, the sun's hitting all day long, next thing you know, the paint came right off. I'd be very careful, David, on doing aluminum houses because if you screw it up, you might have to do a paint job on it. So I would recommend you doing that for prep to paint. I'm not a fan of doing that because you can do 10 of them. We've done a lot of them. I got 5,000 customers on the residential end, almost 5,000. But you could do a lot of those. But now what happens is the one house you hit up by the eaves, the paint came off, it runs down, it streaks. You're going to have a problem. I'd be very careful with aluminum oxidation. I'd be very careful because the paint, when it oxidizes, comes right off.
That reminds me, when you talk about that, I don't have the experience with that aluminum siding or the vinyl
You
siding.
don't do residential, Ron. You do zero.
No, I don't. But you know where the similar situation is? Is that underside of the, I call it snowing. I always tell guys, they'll all be talking about how much they're going to just spray bleach right onto the underneath of a gas station. And I'm like, don't do it, man. They use water-based latex paint to paint over that carbon, and it'll look like it's snowing after you spray, after you shoot all that bleach up there. It'll just strip all that old paint off. And the funny thing is, the thing will look dirtier because they paint it over the carbon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With some cheap paint. And then they'll be like, your before and afters will actually go from bad to worse.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? You better have the right insurance. We got somebody tried to come after me last year for $70,000. If I put the pictures up of this patio we done, it was I forget what it was. It was it came out great. There was questions on this thing, but my insurance, Joe Walters. Listen, where I live in the state of Florida, Joe Walters was right down the road with buddies, and I never had a claim in 25 years, but they shelled out $30-something thousand this year. That's another story. I'll talk about that maybe in my garage class fast. But you make sure whatever you do, downright why saying set expectations. Absolutely. Under promise, over deliver. Under promise, over deliver. You heard me say that. Under promise, over deliver. But make sure you have the right insurance. I have workers' comp. I have liability. I have all the right insurances. And guys, don't shortchange yourself, because we lit up 3 times. We burnt up outlets on a house. You could burn a whole house down. So make sure you have the right insurance. I can't say enough about Joe Walters' agency. Jan and Joe might be watching this tonight. I'm not saying them because we're friends, and I love both of them. When I go to Florida, they come right by my house. We all go to dinner together. But you got to cover your ass. You can make $500,000 in a year power washing easily. You can make that money. You burn down a $1.2 million house, you ain't covered. You're going to be on a breadline. So you got to cover yourself.
You will be starting another company for certain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Not that Ron ever did that, but you'll be starting something else. You bankrupt one, and you go on another.
It's hard to believe that, when you really think about how long you've been doing something, John. It's crazy.
Oh, God.
Crazy that you didn't think I remembered that my assistant made your logo.
Yeah, I can't believe
I wonder how many logos are still out there that she made that people are still using. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, you know what Ron does. Me and Ron clash on the internet. We've always been friends. Always. We shot pool 3-4 o'clock in the morning. The guy I played in pool leagues, and Ron beat me one hand. Son of a bitch. Payback, Ron. Ron it's all about the stroke. Ron can stroke it straight. That doesn't look good, but I'm showing you guys here. But you know what? The key in life is you got to surround yourself with good people. And I still have the same logo that Amanda made me. And I searched number one. I'll talk about it in my garage class. I don't want to go into it now. But if you look up parking garage cleaning, New York, parking garage cleaning, New Jersey, parking garage cleaning in Connecticut, and parking garage cleaning in Pennsylvania, I'm number one, first page, either 1 to 3. And I don't pay for AdWords for that. So I'll talk about that in my class as well. I have a lot to talk about in my class. So you got to surround yourself with the right people. It really comes down. And me and Ron, it's funny how the worlds collide. We are here together. We'll do another show on this. But, my family they own Tropicana Routes. Ron, I'm going to jump ahead for a second, and then we'll come back. I'm going to be in Jersey next week. Oh, Jose, we have success.
Go ahead and finish it, John.
All right. I'm going to be in Jersey next week. I'm working on a lot of stuff. One of them is the Tropicana Hotel. It's on the ocean. My goal is it's prime time in Atlantic City. Then it could be a little on the expensive side. So I'm going to work with Ron. Ron has an in on there. And my cousins own Tropicana Routes, Tropicana Warehouse. So I'm going to go after the Tropicana Hotel. It's a casino hotel. It's on the ocean. And we're going to try to get the last week in July. And Ron knows this. I'm working on Kevin James from the King of Queens. I don't know if I can get him. We clean the Paramount Theater in Huntington. We clean a lot of work in Huntington. And I'm going to try to get somebody on the outside of the industry down. He's King of Queens for 9 years. I'm trying to reach outside the industry because my life is, as Ron as well, we reach outside the power washing world. And our world collided. So here we are. We're dealing with the tech company. That's another story. But we are going to really, what I think is we're going to change the industry. I think it's going to come because we're going to vet everybody. Everybody's going to be vetted. You're going to get some YouTube star in here. Hey, I got 25,000 people watch my YouTube. No, you're going to be vetted all the way across the board. Because you know what? In the end of the day, and Ron knows this, Ron's been in this business for over 35 years. I've been over 25 years. You got to get the real deal. You have to get the real deal. You can't have bullshit artists, excuse my language, coming in here to teach you something. Like I've been to other conventions. I'm not gonna name names or anything like that, but I've been to other conventions where the guys are sat in the class telling people how, for example, gutter cleaning. I went to a gutter cleaning class one of the conventions, and the guy's telling people, him and another guy, they clean the gutters, just clean the interior of the gutters, clean the flush, and they make over $8,000 a day with two guys. Ain't happening. So we're going to vet people. We are going to raise the bar, and we are going to try to bring outsiders in this thing. And
Hey, John,
Yeah.
I want you to read that from Darren.
Ron could play blindfolded. Yeah, well, Ron could do this stuff in his bed. He can just lay there.
John, we got about another 5 minutes. So why don't you answer that question right there, and then I'll pull up the next one. We got a couple of questions we got to answer.
Okay, Jose says we had success going away from the sun and really wet down the sardine before spray your solution and don't let it dry and rinse really well. Yeah, absolutely. I build my own machines. I build my own power wash. My guys
So
are 30.
So he's answering the siding question.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't want to put anything on something that could be oxidized. You want to wet the surface first. I wonder if a lot of guys understand why they're wetting the surface first. Do you think they know?
Well, I can tell you why. I don't know if they know, but I know why.
Okay.
Let me tell you why.
There's two reasons, but you say yours, and then I think I'm going to cover the second.
Yeah, you know what? One of the things you don't want to do is a house, especially, I think there might have been talking about aluminum houses, but you even go with vinyl or drive it or whatever it's siding, cedar. The house can be very hot. Like in concrete, when we clean garages, if it's 90 degrees out, it can be 130 degrees on the cement. You're going to shoot straight chemicals on that thing. What you're going to do is the house is not ready for that, and the chemical sits on there, it could destroy the siding. It could destroy it. You want to wet everything first, bring it down to normal temperature, and shoot the stuff up on it.
That's the number one reason, okay? And then a lot of this stuff now that's vinyl, it's made out of a lot of other materials other than poly. So people don't even understand it can absorb. Even though we think it's plastic, it has an absorption. And if there's
everything does.
And if there's any paint on the surface and the paint is failing, the paint itself will also work like a sponge.
Yep.
So if you wet it with cool water, it cools the substrate down. It also fills the cells up and begins to clean on the exterior rather than penetrating in and making the paint or anything release or fail. And that's really the bottom line. Those are the two reasons. I knew you were going to say the heat, because a lot of guys don't even understand that even when you're using chemicals on concrete, if you don't cool that concrete down, there's a ratio of a temperature degree, and the sweet spot, let's face it, it's 70, 75 degrees. That's where if you had optimal, places where you'd want to use bleach or SH or even acids, it's 75 degrees, guys. Because once you get below a certain degree cold or a certain degree high, like SH, people don't even realize, I don't want to be called out, but I believe it fails at about 92 degrees, okay? And it doesn't work. It simply doesn't work. And when you live here in Phoenix, Arizona, once we don't have a lot of mold, but guys think we don't use a lot of bleach here. That's not true. We have a lot of organic stuff here that you can use it on. We just don't get the normal mold and mildew. But if I learned a long time ago that I'll let the cat out of the bag on one of these things. If there's these Arizona guys watching, you get these date palm trees or tobacco, and there's nothing that's going to remove that. The chemicals that you're using currently will not get that organic staining out.
Right.
But if you have a properly treated and clean surface and it's the right temperature, and you spray the SH or the bleach on it, it will actually work, and the date stains will come out of the substrate. It's like magic, just like it is with, when guys use it on mold and mildew. And a lot of guys don't understand it. There's guys that I've gone, they've heard of that trick. They'll go out there and go, Ron, I just sprayed 20 gallons of bleach on this property and the stains are still there. And I go, did you pre-wet the property or pre-clean it first and cool it down? They go, no. I go, you just wasted $300 worth.
Yeah, you know what the problem with that is? What Ron's telling you guys? It's 2 words: flash dry. You shoot up, like I get 15. Look, I have a license on Long Island. I have a home improvement license. The chemical place, reason why I got the shop is a block and a half from here. I go around a block. I get all my sodium hypochlorite. I get it at 15%. You have to have a license here to get that. Now, if I'm going to shoot 15% chlorine, which we don't, very rare we ever do that, but you shoot it, if that house is not cooled or the roof is not cooled, it flash dries. You don't want to do that to these chemicals. You're going to put acid on something and boom, it dries. You just effed up whatever you're trying to clean. So Ron's 100% correct. You want to cool this stuff down. Now, the flip side to that is, and Ron never deals with this, is we're going to be in the fall here next week. And what happens is now we get into October, November in Long Island, New York, the temperatures drop. And sodium hypochlorite, what's that, Ron? 3? I didn't see that.
3 minutes.
Oh, God. But let me just say, when the weather gets colder, Ron never deals with this. He used to when he lived in Chicago. The chemicals don't work the same either. So you might want to use warmer water. We could talk about this all night long. We're going to be, me and Ron are going to be here next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. But Ron, so you only got 3 minutes. So what do you want?
Any question these guys need? This guy needs a disclaimer, and I mean, we can't write him a disclaimer here, but this has been written 100,000 times, and it's probably on one of the documents in the pressure washing documents group. If we, and you know, we'll dig it up. Hopefully, David, if you want to PM me, I can maybe shoot you one. A lot of guys, there's a lot of guys that, like I said, that's a question that over the last 35 years, we've only answered how many times, John?
Oh my God. Go to Power Wash and Friends, PWF, and search it.
Either one, you'll find a disclaimer right there.
There's 19,000 people in that group, so you'll find it.
So John, 2 minutes. What do you want to do? Hey, you know what, John? Hang on a second. I want to tell everybody again. Look, you make sure that you get into that the giveaway for the remote that we have going on in Friends. Make sure you get into it. What I'm doing is I'm keeping all the names from all the giveaways. We're going to keep them right here in this bowl. Well, next week will only be the remote one. But as we move on further, as the grand prizes, we're just going to keep stacking this thing up. And if I got to go to a hopper, I'll go to a hopper. And John, by the way, I'll let you talk about the certificate, and then you can close everything out. But guys, we're going to be giving away the remote next week. The following week, hose reels. We're going to definitely give a physical cookbook away on the 3rd week. We'll be about 3 weeks out from the event at that point. And don't worry, we'll have a bunch more prizes. So every week at the very beginning of the show, we're going to be giving something away. We're probably, once we get into where we're 2 or 3 weeks out, we'll be giving prizes at the end of the show as well. John, you just close this thing out with the certificate, and we're out. Guys, had a great show tonight. Thanks, John, for coming in. We'll see you guys all next Wednesday.
All right, just to close it out fast, I know Ron's got to run. He's a very busy man, and I have to get home and eat dinner still. Everybody in my class gets a folder, and you're going to have all your vendor discounts. I think there's like 10, 11, 12. We got the best discounts. In my class, they're giving away Eric and Lisa Seats are giving away for the Power Wash store, a belt-driven power washer. There's going to be one given away to any attendee in there. You'll have a shot for that. I also have Stephen Blytho's Jade Racenstein. They're giving away a Pro Tool spray. I put up a video on the garage did the last September 11th and 12th. That spray is great. Everybody in my class can get a certificate of completion. And if you want it, you can take a picture, market it with your website. And I know what I'm doing. You know, I don't know how long I'm going to teach the classes. To me, I'm a contractor by heart. We do very well there. Me and Ron are teaming up to do conventions. We're going to do very well there. So I don't know how long I'm going to do the teaching of what I do. But when I go into class and teach, I give you everything I know because I'm all or nothing. And that's the way I teach. I've always been like that. And I don't go in there half-assed. I go in there pedal to the metal. And I want you guys to succeed. So that's what I really want you to succeed, because the more you succeed, the more I succeed. And that's another discussion another day.
Guys, we're out. John Tornabene, Garage Cleaning Class. Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute, Contractors First. Thanks for coming out, John.
All right, Ron, you got it. See you next week.